Hello guys, it is June 6th, 2013. I have a new camera and I'm going to use it. Well, new being I got it for Christmas and haven't used it until now. So yeah, I have a camera that I got for Christmas and haven't used until now, and I'm going to use it to give you a brief tour of my bookshelf like I promised I would last week. So, here we go. Alright, so here's the shelf in its entirety. Or, well, case in its entirety, 4 shelves. Interpret that as you want to. Alright, a little more detail. I have it sorted into categories. I have novels here. J.K. Rowling to Ned Vizzini's It's Kind of a Funny Story. I was originally going to alphabetize them, or organize them by the author's last name, but I wanted the J.K. Rowling book to be first because it's hardcover, and the system just kind of fell apart. Oh, no, I forgot about James Baldwin. Okay. About James Baldwin. I'm going to say just one thing about him. Gay, African-American author who moved to Switzerland. Pretty cool dude. Check him out. Mr. Fenimore had a poster, or not poster, but like a message on the wall outside of the cafeteria for a couple of years that said one of James Baldwin's quotes about reading, and Mr. Fenimore added, "Dare to look him up." That's the guy he was talking about, the prominent gay African-American author. Some stuff from Shakespeare, transitions into poetry here. Library of America's stuff, collection of Longfellow stuff, 2 volumes of American poetry, and somebody named Elizabeth Bishop. I have a story about that. I'm not going to tell right now. Alexander Pope, some poems by living people who I actually met. Michael Collier and Dorothy Baresi. Some literary magazines, the school's Mercury, the Gettysburg Review, my teacher's memoir here, Key Grip, fascinating breed, you should read it if you have the time, exchange of letters between Scott and Zelda Fitzgerald, 4 presidential biographies, one of which is entitled Abraham Lincoln is a Man of Ideas, riveting read, collection of Lincoln's works, book on the Civil War, by the same person who wrote Abraham Lincoln is a Man of Ideas. I've gotten to know that professor somewhat well. Books relating to World War I. More books relating to World War I. Books in French. Here would be the book Manon des Sources, sequel to Jean de Florette. Le Petit Prince, obviously. Here would be my multiple, language dictionary to separate the French and the German books. I bought the German books over the school year because I want to learn, and I figured that I'd do that over the summer. For those of you who don't know, I tried to, over the course of high school, I tried to teach myself some languages, but I didn't really put any serious effort into it, and I have time to now, and I kind of have to make spending, to justify spending $55. Yeah. And I have Karen's Nazi book there that I'm going to read and give back to her. Einstein's Jewish Science, which is probably not the best title, but talks about the link between Einstein's Judaic background and how that influenced his scientific thinking. Haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. A crazy book entitled Gödel, Escher, and Bach. I'm reading that mostly for major purposes. Euclid, books on religion. One of them, a memoir written by one of my friends, Born Again in Medjugorje. More books on religion. Islam, a book on Islam next to a biography about John Paul II. Psychology books. A random book that I picked up in the English department. Journals, and more journals. And the yearbook right there. And over yonder I have, over my bed, binders, and copy of the Quran, the Bible, the Tao Te Ching, Baudelaire, the works of Charles Baudelaire, French version of Edgar Allan Poe, and a daily prayer book thing that I got from my youth leader. So yeah, that's the bookshelf. I hope to read most of those books over the summer. Hopefully, I will read most of them. Yeah. On another note, I scrapped the beginning to that story I read to you last week. It wasn't cutting it. It was like distracting me from what I actually wanted to talk about. So I scrapped it and another beginning that I wrote. In addition to reading all those books, I'm hoping to not let not let more writings end up in that box which is full of abandoned ideas. I'm hoping to actually start something and finish something. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. On another note, while I was in the library, I came up with an idea, or an idea came to me, or some other third thing. I have an idea. There we go. About something that we can do as a Dead Vlogger Society, and that is somebody poses a question, like a weekly theme or something. It can shift on a week-to-week basis, rotate on a week-to-week basis, and people make videos responding to that question in brief, or I guess in length if they want to, in detail. There we go. You can also include other stuff in the video if you want to. Obviously, there are no commandments or constitutional amendments dictating that you have to only talk about that question. The question I have for you guys this week, to kind of get this thing rolling, is what are your truths about life? What ideas and principles motivate you and guide you? With what philosophies do you see the world and other people? For example, mine, a brief response to that question is, I know that everyone has different realities, and it is the individual's responsibility to make his reality mesh with others while he's alive. Find someone to make it mesh with others. So yeah, feel free to post video responses or respond in the comments or respond to that in your videos, and hopefully you guys will help in this effort to keep this weekly theme thing going, or help to get it started and help to keep it going. There we go. That concludes the video for this week. Yes, it does, I suppose. I apologize for the frequent uhs and ums. That is something about my way of speaking that really bothers me, and I'm going to work on that. More about my thoughts on that next week, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you guys either in video responses, or I'll hear from you through phone calls, or I'll read what you have to say in texts or letters. Peace.